Welcome. It's the Matic. It's the illest bird in the land. Welcome. It's the Matic. Welcome back to Matic. What is going on? Let's thank you so much for commenting, liking, and subscribing. Also, new subscribers, welcome to the channel. Let's get into today's new video. Today's new video is going to be a movie review on the new movie Creed 3, Michael B. Jordan's first directorial debut movie. Let's get into it. So today, I want to talk about just a bit of the movie and kind of my take on it. So what I really liked about some of the film was the beginning. The beginning of the film had a very strong start. We had a backstory on a younger Adonis Creed and also his friend Damien. What I loved about this was very interesting was that we had the big homie, little homie complex, meaning you had that person that, we all had that friend that we kind of liked what they were doing. They were like the cooler, older friend and stuff like that. And that was Damien. Damien was that friend to Adonis. He was more of the one that he looked up to Adonis. Adonis saw him, being a boxer before Adonis became a boxer, Creed. And we see the character dynamics and what led to kind of why they ended up not being on the best of terms due to a situation that Adonis kind of was triggered by someone from the past, and he kind of like loses his sanity, and we see the big homie Damien kind of take the lead, like, yo, you better not do this to this person. And years later, we see down the line that they come across one another again. I gotta say, for this movie, Jonathan Majors definitely was a standout actor in this movie. Also, I like the we learned a little bit about pretty much Damien's character, which is played by Jonathan Majors. Him seeing Adonis again years later, him being 18 years in jail and kind of seeing like their differences, and one thing I do like about Damien, even though he's the antagonist in the film, he calls Adonis out, man. He said, hey, man, you ain't nothing but a coward. You always running from your problems, because he has seen him do that before. We also see with Adonis, and this is kind of the side of the movie where I'm kind of like, we could have did something else with this. Adonis being more of a businessman. He's not really a boxer in this movie, so you do see him be a boxer briefly in the movie, which I kind of felt was like, man, this is a little disappointing, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I was expecting to see him have like multiple rounds with other fighters in this movie, and it's not that type of movie. So if you're going to look into Creed 3 to see Adonis fighting all these other opponents before he fights Damien, you're in for a rude disappointment. I gotta be honest about it. But I can say, strong story. Like I said, I like what they did with Damien. I like what they did with Adonis in this movie. Now, let's talk about some things that I didn't necessarily like about this movie, and I have to be honest about this. The storytelling in this movie, I guess the writing was kind of bad. Like, I felt like, we know that Adonis has a family. His mother is, played by Felicia Rashad. I felt like it was very thin. Like, the storyline was so thin. I was like, okay, so she's not gonna be like a main influence to kind of like, be there to help him understand why Damien is the way he is. The other storyline that I felt was weak with this movie was Bianca. I get it. This is his wife and everything. Not much of a story. It seemed like they focused a bit more on Adonis's relationship with his daughter, and her ended up to kind of follow the same footsteps as her father, which is cool. I'm not against it, but I felt like they definitely did kind of tread on like the thin storyline things with this movie. The other thing I didn't like about this movie is kind of pretty much, why was Bianca mad at Adonis? I never understood that. I was like, so was she mad because he left the boxing career and to kind of be on the more the business professional side? that was something I was kind of like confused about. I was like y'all not gonna give us some more of a story. So it did like a story. My other problem with this film, and I have to be honest, was it was a bit too long. For us not to see other people fight Adonis Creed in this movie, which is played by Michael B. Jordan, it was not enough. You know what I'm saying? I felt like, are we ever gonna ever see more fighters before he takes on Damien, his childhood friend? That didn't quite happen. I was like, where is these other fighters? I would like to see this. We see him train with another fighter in the movie, but I felt like it would have like leveled out the movie a bit more if they could have added that into the film. Like, hey, let's add like 4 or 5 more fighters. And because we saw Damien fight people. That wasn't the problem. Like Damien, we saw fight people. So it wasn't like, oh, well, Damien didn't do this. Like, no, Damien did fight people. So my problem was we didn't see enough of Adonis fighting people, which was kind of the other issue I had with this film. The other thing I would have to say with this film, I know some people, and me, I'm an otaku, so it doesn't really matter. I like the scenes that they did where it was just Damien and Adonis in the ring fighting one another, and you don't see the crowd there, and we see like a younger Adonis, we see a younger Damien, which was really interesting about this film. So I did like that aspect too. I forgot to mention. But overall, let me just say this. I felt like the film had a strong start. I felt like the ending was a bit rushed. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I felt like they could have did more with this film. And I like the commonality between Adonis and pretty much Damien. I did like that we see them, eventually get in the ring together and them eventually becoming back friends. So this is why I said it had like an anime feel to it. Like some of the shots look like something you see in an anime. The storyline felt that way a little bit too, where they focused more on the main characters and some characters became a little bit more of a secondary character. But let's get into the actual review for this film. And for me, I gotta give this film a B-. It's not as good as the first 2 Creed movies. I hate to be a disappointment for some people that are gonna go see this, but this is just my opinion on it. But it's not as strong as the other 2 films. I was like, it wasn't enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like this film was missing some elements, and I was just like, you know what? If they would have did this, this would have been great. But also, it did have some nice soundtracks. Shouts out to J. Cole. J. Cole did make some nice soundtracks for this movie that flowed with the movie too. But this is your boy Ill Blur. Matter guys, have you seen Creed 3? You tell me in the comments, guys. Thanks for commenting, liking, and subscribing. And also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for, guys? Have a great one, guys. Thank you for the support now.